Alrighty, everybody, we are live. Welcome in and welcome back to another episode of the Going the Distance podcast. My name is Ryan Bennell, and alongside me is my co-host Elijah Span. We've got a little bit of a shorter episode planned for today because really all that's going on in the sports world is the NBA Finals, and as you can probably tell by the title, is LIV Golf. We're going to be talking who's there, what's going on, where the controversy is, because that's really taking the cake in the sports world as of late. But of course, we're going to round things out too with some love it or loathe it and a little bit of football talk as always. Deshaun Watson, he's come up again. We try to stay away, but he always finds his way back, it seems like. So we'll be talking a little bit of that. But first, be sure and go follow us on social media over at GTD_sports, other than TikTok, where we're at GTDsports.com. You can check out our personal accounts as you see on screen. I am at Ryan Bennell 8 and Elijah is at Elijah Span 19. You can find all of our content on our website, gtdsports.com. And also be sure to use the code GTDS125 on BetUS Sportsbook, where you can get up to a 125% deposit bonus when you first put in some moolah. So go take advantage of that. You can find that all on our website. But yeah, let's talk some sports. Before we get into it, let's start off with some highlight, low light from the weekend. Elijah, what do you got from us? What's been going on?
Highlight. I got this fake Rangers jersey right here.
Yeah,
it's like stitched and everything, dude. It's real nice. Stitched back. It's got Michael Young on the back. I don't want to turn around and show you my ass, but basically, I'm hyped because I haven't had a full-on jersey. I don't think my entire life, and so I paid $30 for this thing, and I think it's just as good as the $100 replicas that you can get.
Dude, I think it's just as worth it. Yeah, my only real Rangers jersey has been a $5 jersey that I found at the thrift shop. It didn't have a name on the back, but it was Majestic brand. So I was like, hey, this is probably like an $80 jersey I got for $5. So yeah, I still rock that one. So yeah, that's a win.
So that felt good, and it's Michael Young, so classic. I can't let it grow out. And I'm starting to get addicted to looking at on the website that I got it from. I'm probably gonna get an Adolis baby blue Rangers jersey, and I also just bought in 1986 Maradona Argentina jersey.
Oh, that is actually sick. Yeah, I'm a fan of that because I collect soccer jerseys. I have I think 14 right now, and my goal was to get one from a major club in each league, like one from Italy, one from France. But now I kind of want to move into some international jerseys. An Argentina jersey would be sick.
Are you doing fake kits, or is they got to be legit for your collection?
Got to be legit for the collection. Most of them don't have names on the back, though. I think I only have like 4 or 5 with names, but the other ones, they're like still legit jerseys. Just chose to leave the back empty because it's like $50 cheaper. So, true. But I have a PSG and Hel Di Maria jersey. And of course, I bought that like a week before Kylian Mbappe moved there, which I'm mad about because I would have definitely got Mbappe.
Yeah.
And then also got Alexis Sanchez, who's a forgotten about Arsenal player. But anyway, the list goes on. So The jerseys are a fun time, though. I think baseball and soccer jerseys, in my opinion, maybe hockey even fits into the category. They could be like fashionable to an extent. Whereas football jerseys, you only wear them on football Sunday.
Yeah, and then basketball jerseys if you just want to look like a tool.
Yeah, or if you're going to like a frat darty or something, that's what you wear.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. They're synonymous, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So I'm going to start, especially soccer jerseys because they're basically just shirts. Mm-hmm. So they could be kind of nice. But anyway, low light is I'm old. I turn 24 tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so no longer in my early 20s, now entering mid-20s. Now it's just kind of like, oh.
Dude, I never even realized your birthday is 6'9"?
6'9", baby.
Dude, that's sweet, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been fun. I'm sure you've gotten that comment like 100 times by now.
Oh, I make sure people know.
Yeah, I would too if I had that. Yeah,
it's my birthday. National Sex Day is my birthday. Haha, funny sex number.
What do you got planned? Anything big going?
Not really at the moment. I'm not a big birthday guy. You know what I mean? I don't really.
Same, honestly.
I don't try to make big events. Like I'll try to do something like last year we went golfing on my birthday. I don't even think
I was literally just about to ask, bro, if you're free, man, let's hit the links. Let's go.
Might have to. I kind of want to go.
It's on me.
If we go somewhere nice, like Frisco.
Oh, Frisco. Okay.
Yeah,
there's this a little course, far for us.
There's this course that I saw. It's like super nice, but it's only $60, so it's not like outrageous.
Yeah, it's not crazy. See, so, I would cover if we're playing like Pecan Valley or one of the local courses. I don't know if I could cover that though.
$60. Yeah, we could go to Whitestone. Have you been to Whitestone? I haven't been to Whitestone in a while.
I have not. No. Hey, we'll figure out what we're doing, but I would totally be down for that.
Okay.
I've been meaning to go golf lately. I haven't been in like a week.
Yeah.
But alrighty, my highlight from the past weekend was I went. Had the experience, got to work the NCAA baseball tournament. For those baseball junkies out there following it, it has been madness. I've always kind of followed the World Series, like once it gets to the final 8 teams, but I've never followed the regional and super regional stage as intensely as I have this year. And holy shit, dude, it is just as entertaining, if not more. And no, I'm not going to say it's more entertaining. It's not than March Madness, but it's very compatible. So it was a really cool experience. I went and worked at the College Station Regional covering TCU. The results didn't really go the way I wanted, but overall it was sick seeing all the Aggies chant ball 5, ball 5, ball 6. They're annoying, endless chant, but it's also really cool, and I wish more teams did stuff like that. But anyway, and what you may notice right now, if you're watching at least the live version or on YouTube or Twitter, that I'm wearing sunglasses right now. And no, this is not by choice. I don't just wear sunglasses in my bedroom at 6:17 p.m. I'm not doing my best PFT commenter impression. Nope. College Station ate my fucking glasses. I was working the game, left the stadium. I'm like, man, it's bright. Put my sunglasses on. Glasses back in the case. Normal, right? It's just routine, okay?
Yeah.
I get to my car. It's super hot. I think I'm being really smart by like waiting outside my car while it airs out a little bit. I'm going to get in. It won't burn to touch it. And I'll go on about my day. Joke's on me, though, because I left my glasses case on top of my car as I got in.
Dude.
Bro. And it didn't roll off in the parking lot, which had multiple speed bumps. And then it doesn't roll off till I get out on the main road. And as soon as it fell off, I knew what it was. I was like, that the only thing that could have been is my glasses. So I turn around, go out to get them. My case is all it's all beat up, and my glasses aren't even in there. So it had to have gotten run over. They just flew out somewhere.
That's so tough.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're looking like Daredevil right now.
Like, yeah, I look like a Men in Black character, bro.
Yeah, like full on blind. Like you don't look like you're wearing sunglasses. You look like you're visually impaired.
Honestly, no, you're right, because just my sunglasses in general kind of look like that. Yeah,
they're just so dark. Should I throw on the Gucci shades to?
Oh, you got the Gucci shades?
Yeah, my mom got a crazy.
We making this a sunglasses episode?
Could.
Bro, those are kind of nice. I like those.
They're clean, right?
Where'd you get those? Those are really Gucci?
Yeah, they're really Gucci, actually. Yeah, they're...
Dude, I want to get some like fake Gucci glasses just cause.
Yeah,
fake Gucci slides.
My mom got selected for like some kind of crazy gift card competition at Neiman Marcus, and so she let me get one item.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, so I chose Gucci sunglasses.
Yeah, I was trying to get, because I went to the eye doctor yesterday to go get my new glasses, and the main reason I was bummed is because like obviously glasses can be replaced, but I really loved my frame. Like the glasses that I had for the last year, I loved them. And I wanted the same one, but I didn't know if they were going to have it still. So they had it online, and I had them order it. But I almost was tempted because there was a pair of Gucci glasses that I really liked, and they were pretty similar to like the style I had. But unfortunately, Mama Bear said no to that one because they were a little bit much. But
what, $300, $500?
Oh, they were $600.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely understandable because glasses like don't need to be that much, but shit, if I was about to say for sunglasses especially, it's just more like kind of like that baller status thing. Like you put Gucci shades on at the beach, like fuck yeah, I would want to do that.
Yeah, that's basically why I did it. And I don't want to like a Gucci shirt, honestly.
You don't, or you do?
I don't.
Oh really? I kind of do. Not like a traditional like T-shirt that has Gucci on it. I want like a white
Button-up.
polo, or like a button up that has like the green and red on like the end of the sleeve. Something very subtle.
A tiger, maybe like a tiger one, because Gucci always does the tiger
Yeah.
designs.
Have you seen too like Versace? They have some cool like bathrobes and shit.
Versace has some cool shit, but I don't know. I just went with accessories because I didn't want to have like, I don't know. Seemed like the best option to go with was.
I think honestly, accessories is a good way to do it because like if I have a T-shirt that costs $500, I'm gonna protect exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna protect that T-shirt with my life. Like I'm gonna be scared to wash it or anything. Like, yeah, fuck all that. So, alrighty though, moving on now. We're gonna be talking about some LIV golf because that is. It's been taking over the headlines lately, as you can tell. Probably you've seen Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, big names. Bryson DeChambeau now is the latest big guy to make the move, so to say. And for those that don't know, LIV Golf is the Saudi-backed golf league. It has its first event this weekend, and they have a ridiculous amount of money. It's kind of, in a sense, competing with the PGA. I mean, I guess literally competing with the PGA because it's poaching all of their golfers. So it's going to shake up the golf world. It's interesting to see what's going down. So, Elijah, I'll just hand it off to you because you wrote an article on this. By the way, go check that out on gtdsports.com. So, yeah, what did you find out when doing kind of like your research and everything for that?
So, before we get deep into it, the LIV golf experience really sounds like XFL, like 2003 or whenever it was. Like, they're trying to be different. It's kind of a little gimmicky. They're just shelling out cash to players. Like Phil Mickelson signed a $200 million signing bonus. Not That's for ridiculous. Winnings. Like he can still get his winnings. He can still get stuff.
Isn't that more than he's ever made in the PGA?
Probably.
Yeah, I was about to say it has to
purely
be.
From golf. Like I know
sponsorships, everything probably
sponsorships,
more.
Yeah, but I mean Dustin Johnson signed a $125 million deal. Which is just insane. And then who knows how much DeChambeau got, because DeChambeau just said he's going to play. But DeChambeau also said he's going to go back to the PGA, so we'll see there. But I mean, other big name guys like Kevin Na, Patrick Reed, Louis Oosthuizen are also going to play, and it's kind of really interesting, especially for DeChambeau because he says he's going back. PGA said they're going to ban everyone that participates in the LIV because like PGA is pissed. Obviously.
Oh, I would be too. I get it, especially just because if you look at kind of the controversial aspect, which we'll get into in a little bit, is like, in a sense, that's dirty money, you know? Like, you shouldn't be taking money from the Saudi Arabian government. They've had a lot of human and ethical issues over there. So, like,
yeah,
it's kind of just like these guys are doing it for the personal payday, which to an extent, I get it. I mean, you know, if they're offering you a ridiculous amount of money, it's kind of hard to say no to that.
The winner for each tournament, and it's a smaller field, so it's a 48-man field, and the winner of each tournament gets $20 million.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, and then
dude,
they're
the
also
last place in the tournament gets $120,000. You know how much last place in the PGA gets? $0.
Yeah, they get cut. When
they get cut. They just don't play the weekend. Yeah.
But
so
even if they do make the cut, isn't it only like? I say only like it's my year's salary. Around like 50 grand or something like that for last place after they make the cut.
Don't quote me on it. I wouldn't know, but I think it's probably around there.
Either way, it's more. They're just shelling out cash.
Yeah.
Like nobody's business. And then they're also doing the multi-team thing. It's individual and a team. So like each.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's gonna work out.
So, I tried to. It's still kind of complicated. It's super gimmicky, honestly. But basically, there's going to be 12 team captains, and they're going to draft 3 different golfers to be on their team. So it's going to be teams of 4. Each team of 4 is going to tee off all at the same time at like every third hole.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, they're just going to play. Every golfer is going to start and get done at the same time. But the group with the lowest total score for the 3 days is going to get $5 million individually if they win the group thing. So if you win the individual and you win the group, then you get 25 mil.
Just for 1 weekend of golf. Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, which is outrageous.
That's absurd. Yeah, and from a PGA standpoint, I know they make a lot of money. They're obviously super established. They've been around for so long, but they can't compete with that. They're not going to be able to shell out that kind of money. But the thing that kind of was, I don't want to say a turning point, but a little bit of a turning point, maybe, because kind of a lot of people have been like, well, is this the domino, was Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, mostly Phil Mickelson. He's been everywhere in the media being questioned about this, but were they like the dominoes that are going to start the trend of all these PGA golfers going over there? Because if these big guys are going, why wouldn't the little guys go and try and get that money whenever they probably wouldn't win it in the PGA? So, but now Tiger Woods came out, turned it down, and I heard there was reports, not an exact number, but it was in the high 9 digits. So I'm thinking like it had to be over 100 million, basically.
No, I think it was close to $1 billion.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was close to $1 billion. Yeah, and that's
So-
crazy if you think about how injury-ridden and old Tiger Woods is at this current moment.
Yeah, but he's an attraction. Like
I know.
everyone
Yeah,
wants
that's
to
the
see
thing.
Tiger.
Yeah, even if he shoots +5 on the day, everybody's
But
just,
no,
get the hole.
because the league was gaining a lot more traction. More guys are committing to the LIV tournament, and then Phil made those quotes. Do you know which ones I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know which ones you're referring to. It's kind of like the one that
yeah.
really sparked the controversy.
Yes. So he said something like, "Those guys are scary motherfuckers. They've killed people. They have terrible human rights. So why would I even consider doing this?" It's like, because it's my chance to change the PGA once and for all. And it's just like, dude, holy shit, what an ignorant thing to say.
Yeah, how fucking tone deaf.
Oh my god. You literally just acknowledge all these bad things about the people you're working with, and then you're like, yeah, but this golf organization that I usually play for, that pays me millions of dollars, sometimes does things that annoy me.
Yeah, they don't pay me enough millions of dollars, so let me just go become like a pawn in this weird scheme of golf for a third world country that abuses half their citizens. So like, yeah, let's do it. That's
Bad.
wild to me.
It's
That's
wild.
a terrible take. But also, one thing that's kind of weird is I brought it up last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, when I was talking about how I went to Colonial and watched the Charles Schwab Challenge. That was Kevin Na's last PGA event. Like, and I kind of like brought up like how it was cool watching Kevin Na and stuff. But that's just wild to me, that he sent a pretty heartfelt, long message on social media, and he hasn't necessarily gotten he hasn't bared any of the blunt in terms of getting questioned for all the controversy, because his message was like basically saying, look, this is personal for me. I've spent 19 years in the league. This is kind of just time for me to change something type thing. So I don't really get why he hasn't gotten any flack for it if all the other big guys are getting it. But
People like Kevin Na.
yeah, it's hard to not like Kevin Na. But I mean, people like Phil Mickelson. He's Phil Mickelson. I guess people either love or hate him. So
yeah, also too, just those quotes were just really bad.
Really bad, yeah.
And then, but I don't know. Some PGA players are pissed. Like Justin Thomas said that he was disappointed in Dustin Johnson.
Yes, sir.
So,
that's my favorite golfer right there, bro.
Yeah, and I think
guy.
Rory said that he was pissed about it too. So like, there's definitely a lot of players on tour that are not happy about guys going over to the LIV.
That's good. Good for them. I'm totally down for that. And with Bryson DeChambeau, because obviously it was literally announced like I think this afternoon. Yeah, I was about to say I think this afternoon that he's going. He's not competing in the tournament tomorrow, from what I saw.
He's not.
Yeah, he won't be competing immediately, I don't think. But what does that mean in terms of his PGA future? Because, I mean, like you said, the PGA is going to ban all the players. So does this mean we're never going to see Dustin Johnson in the PGA? We're never going to see Phil Mickelson again?
I don't think we'll see Dustin Johnson for a long time, especially Phil. Those two guys, DJ and Lefty, they're done for the foreseeable future. They might have a different tone with DeChambeau because he's one of their younger all-stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had him and Brooks' rivalry was like one of the biggest focal points in the league at one time. It was driving up numbers for golf. So I don't think they want to see him go away anytime soon, even though because he's kind of like loved. Everyone loves to hate on him, and if the PGA misses that, especially something as polarizing as Brooks, I mean not as Brooks, as Bryson, then I don't know. I could see them welcoming him back. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think.
also been kind of interesting watching that whole thing pan out because you're right. It was like the Brooks v. Bryson was the big debate, the big talk of the golf world for almost like a year.
Yeah.
And then the Ryder Cup happened. They kind of made up, became somewhat buddy buddy for that. I mean, who knows what goes on behind the scenes, but it seemed like things kind of chilled out a little bit. And now,
Mhm.
like Bryson, you either shit on him just to shit on him because it's funny, or you just kind of he's been on doing TikToks and stuff now. He's been a little bit more personal with his fan base. So part of me is coming around to Bryson, but then the other part of me just like likes to rip on him just because it's fun and he's a nerd.
For sure.
So I mean, it's just he's the golf science dude. It's just funny. Love the guy, but he can outdrive me any day of the week. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, anyone. But
Yeah, anything else on the live golf that
no,
we could, I
it's
guess
gonna
other
be
than
on Facebook. I guess if I've been questioning myself if I want to watch it because I kind of want to check it out, but at the same time, like I'm kind of not. Like I'm pretty aware of what's going on. Like I studied poli sci as my minor and all
yeah, you
that.
probably
And
know more than me.
I know a lot about Saudi Arabia and what they've been up to, so I'm not totally sure if I want to support that. I usually don't go full on SJW like that with stuff.
I
So
mean, dude, that's not even SJW, bro. That's just kind of just a morally fucked up situation.
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
yeah.
I don't usually like boycott shit like that, but I'm considering like being like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this because of the Saudis.
I have no intention to like because I just recently became like I consider myself a PGA fan to where now like I've been following it, I've been watching it when I can, but I plan on watching the tournament this weekend, like tomorrow through Saturday, just to see what it's all about, what it's gonna be like, how Dustin Johnson, how Phil Mickelson do. Like it would be so funny if they have this big tournament with all these big names that they're hyping up, and then some no name that we've never heard of comes in and wins the $20 million purse.
Probably gonna happen.
It honestly, probably will. Yeah, because golf's a crazy game. Anything can happen. So I have no plans of supporting it by any means or watching it long term, but I am going to have to kind of test it out and see what this is all about just because why not? What's one viewer going to do in terms of giving Saudi Arabia a bunch of money? Probably not a lot. But alrighty, let's. I think that's pretty much it for Live Golf. So let's head on to what we got going on tonight, and that's Game 3 of the NBA Finals. If you're watching the live, this is before the game. Afterwards, it is after the game. So right now, we got a pretty good series, tied 1-1. This is basically what everybody expected it to be. Celtics Warriors going to be a dogfight. I would be very, very surprised if it doesn't go to at least 6 games, most likely 7 games, but. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, though. It's hard to say because if you were to ask me, I would have guaranteed you that the Warriors were going to come out and just smack and just dominate in game 1 at home. But they didn't. And they did in game 2, though. So we got an even series now. They're headed to Boston. The C's at home. Elijah, what's your prediction for game 3?
Oh, C's all the way.
See, you've been riding with the C's. Are you just going to pick them every game?
No, I was gonna fade him on game 2. I just didn't.
That's fair. I guess you kind of have to though. Like I feel like
Yeah.
everybody had to fade him on game 2.
I just been fading the public every step of the way.
What's the? Do you know what the percentage is on the Warriors tonight?
Last time I checked, it was heavily in favor of Warriors.
Because right now I only have a player prop parlay. I haven't placed anything on the over under or spread, but I was heavily considering taking Warriors money line. Because I saw a stat that in like the last 7 finals, it's like a ridiculous like 25-0 or something undefeated. It's undefeated, but if the spread is from 0 to 6 points, either the team that's favored covers the spread or the team that's the underdog wins the game outright. So it's like if you see a low number spread and you want to bet the underdog, just take the money line because why not?
Yeah.
You know? So
bets 53% of the bets. On Golden State, 58% of the money. So earlier it was even more of the money. It was like 60, 62. But
yeah,
either
that's
way,
not too crazy.
I went with I got Boston money line minus 150. So I'm just gonna ride with that.
See, part of me, I want to take Warriors money line at like plus 140 just because it's,
Juicy.
in my opinion, I see value. Like, not often you get the Warriors at plus money, but I am nervous because, now the Celtics get their first home game of the series. I think all of because, the big conversation has been the Warriors have all this experience. The Celtics are this new team in their first finals together. But I think all those finals jitters are out the window after you play 2 games in Golden State. So now they're at home. It makes me a little bit nervous if I'm throwing units on the Warriors, but I got to pick Warriors here. Again, just because I think they're the better team. I really see this series going kind of in a pretty particular order. Celtics first, obviously. Well, I would have picked differently, but based off the first 2 games, I got Celtics, Warriors, Warriors, Celtics, Warriors, Warriors. So Golden State winning in 6, 4-2. It's going to go 1-2, 1-2. At least I think. It's my prediction. I don't know. I know you probably have season 7, right?
Yeah, most likely.
I think it has probably a better chance of going 7, but I did throw a unit on Warriors in 6, so I gotta see it through, my boy.
Yeah.
But
no, I have a feeling they're gonna take Game 3 tonight. I don't know what it is. It's one of those things I can feel it. I can't really explain it. I can feel it deep in my McNuggets. You know what I mean?
Deep in your hey, sometimes that's how you have to ride with your bets. You just gotta go with your gut. But let's dive into some semantics though from the game. Some of the things we've learned from this matchup. Obviously, it's been a great matchup like we expected it to be. But first, starting off with the Warriors, I think it's been very evident that Steph Curry needs somebody to step up. And I think that sounds really weird saying it because it's the Warriors. They have Draymond, they have Klay Thompson, they have Jordan Poole, but Draymond is not an offensive threat anymore like he used to be 4 or 5 years ago. Klay Thompson is not playing like himself right now. And Jordan Poole, although I think Jordan Poole has the potential to be the one to step up, he hasn't necessarily done anything too special quite yet. So it's hard to see Steph carry like the way he has been. But honestly, I think Curry's good enough to just get it done regardless. As long as he's getting those 15 to 18 points from the role players like Jordan Poole, Steph's going to probably drop around 30 every game in this series, if not more, unless he just has a crazy off night. But the reason that I'm kind of saying that somebody needs to step up is because as the All-Star, it's really tough to expect 7 perfect games, or 6 perfect games. You got to give room for one off night to your star. And if he has one off night, somebody else is going to have to drop 30 or else they're going to lose. And that might be this game, like the first road game. That's really the situation where it could happen. So it would be nice to see somebody kind of act like the co-star that Golden State has so many of,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both Klay and Poole, I don't know if you said this or not, but they're both averaging 13 points a game right now. Like, that's not enough.
Yeah, I didn't know their actual averages, but yeah, I know Klay has been subpar for sure, especially Klay.
So Poole had a good game in Game 2, but Klay has been pretty pedestrian in both of those games. So, if those guys can start knocking down shots, yeah, but if they don't, I think this is Boston's series. That would be the key, right? Right now.
Yeah, because you can, even though the Warriors are shooting pretty well, they're just a shooting team. They're gonna make shots. That's what they do. You can just tell though that this Celtics defense is the best they faced all season. For sure. Yeah. They're challenging them, making them uncomfortable. They are the
best.
Yeah, exactly. They are statistically the number 1 defense in the league. But I kind of agree that if Boston takes this game tonight, they're 100% in the driver's seat, though. They control the rest of the series. It's in their hands. But that being said, the Warriors aren't really a team to just let go quiet, let sneakily go by. I don't know what the term I'm looking for is, but they'll sneak back up on you, and they could take game 4 and 5 right, like snap of a finger,
Yeah, they're not going to go down without a fight. This series is going to be a dogfight at this point, no matter what.
One thing, I've been watching a little bit too much, probably Talk Sports Radio with this one, but obviously the conversation of where Curry ranks all time is pretty big. Well, I guess I got two questions. We can start with this one. If Curry ends up winning this ring, his fourth ring, he would tie LeBron for championships. What does that mean for his legacy? Like where would you rank Steph Curry all time? Do you think he's a top 10 player all time?
That's hard.
It's really hard, yeah.
Off the bat, you want to say yes, but then you start naming guys like LeBron, Jordan, obviously ahead of him, like
Kareem, Wilt, Magic, Shaq.
Kobe.
Yeah, I would put Kobe up there too, probably. I would put Kobe at like number 9, honestly.
Yeah.
Oscar Robertson, Dr. J. Larry Bird could even be borderline top 10.
Larry Bird's top 10. I mean, we could probably start filtering out some of those older guys just because, I mean, the league was just different back then. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Steph Curry could make his way back into the top 10. I mean,
I think he's like top 15. He's like 10 to 15 probably for sure. But that top 10 spot, I don't know yet. It's tough. I think if he wins this championship, it definitely helps his case. But kind of the reason I wanted to talk about this is the idea of, is Steph Curry, or would Steph Curry be the same player that we know him as if he didn't have Klay Thompson by his side for the entirety of his successful career?
Probably not.
Because
they are the Splash Brothers.
Exactly. Like, you got to think about, Steph is obviously, there's no argument in my mind. I think he's the number one shooter of all time. Klay Thompson is arguably a top 5 shooter of all time, probably one of the top 3 spot-up shooters of all time, catch and shoot guys. So it's like, you watch teams, the way they play defense against Steph Curry, and it's evident because it's Steph fucking Curry. Like, they are biting on everything. They don't want to let him shoot. They kind of overplay him and leave other things open. But then with Klay Thompson, you can't leave that other thing open because that's another like Hall of Fame caliber shooter on their team. So if Steph didn't have that to kind of take some weight off of him, I feel like teams may have been able to adjust a lot better to his style of play.
Yeah, Klay has definitely kept teams honest with Steph. Kept things more open for Steph, for sure. I mean, but that's just common knowledge. I don't know, though, but also, too, think about what Steph did without Klay the first half of this season.
Right, yeah, even without him, he's been lights out.
Yeah, he was still lights out. So maybe not. Maybe that's just because, or the reason why he was able to do it now is just because he's a different player and he's a lot more experienced. But yeah, no way Steph Curry has the same type of career if he doesn't have Klay Thompson by his side.
Yeah, because like I really wonder. Obviously, the Warriors haven't always been this great. They were actually pretty garbage when Steph showed up, but I wonder too if he was in a different situation, where they didn't get Steve Kerr, where they didn't accumulate such a all-star caliber team over the years with just good front office work, good drafts. Like, I wonder if he was playing for, I don't know, the fucking Timberwolves or the Portland Trailblazers, like, would Steph Curry still have been this 4-time, 5-time,
yeah. Would he have been Steph Curry, or would he have been Damian Lillard? Like,
yeah, exactly. So, but I guess you could make that argument for any player, like, oh, if they didn't get drafted here, would they really have found their way?
Yeah,
like,
what would Pippen have been, or what would Jordan have been without Pippen and all that?
Yeah,
shit?
There's those conversations for nearly every player.
We can Mickey Mouse pretty much anyone's career.
Exactly, yeah.
At any given time with any given way. Just like the last 5 championships in the NBA, you could Mickey Mouse it. Like last year, KD was hurt, or the Nets were hurt. That's why the Bucks were able to advance and beat the Suns. Like, you could do it for every single year. LeBron, for obvious reasons.
You could even do it this year. If Chris Middleton was healthy, would the Celtics have beat the Bucks? I personally don't know if they would have.
Probably not. A lot of people are saying probably not.
Yeah, it's tough to say because, who knows? But, yeah, it's just, like you said, you can really kind of take an angle on everything.
Went to 7 without him, so.
Yeah, who knows with them? But, yeah, overall, I just think that's interesting because this is kind of the first time we've really seen something like this. Like, although you can take an angle for nearly everything, this is probably the first time we've seen 2 just lights out shooters, top 5 shooters of all time, on the same team, on the court at the same time. So I just thought it was kind of interesting to bring up that idea. Like, like would he be the same? And I think he would still be great, maybe not as great. But overall, back to like the top 10 discussion, I think by the time he retires, he will for sure have like a solidified spot in the top 10. But right now, it's hard to say. It's tough. I could make an argument both ways, But alrighty. And then in terms of Boston, we kind of covered most of our topics on Golden State. What do we got for Boston, Elijah? What are you seeing?
Boston can't afford to turn the ball over. There's a stat that if they turn the ball over 15 times or less, they're 13-2 in the playoffs. When they do it more than 15 times, they're 0-5.
Well, I feel like most NBA teams are probably like that.
Yeah, but still, that's significant. 13-2.
You're right. It is pretty dramatic. Yeah.
5-0. 15 turnovers still feels like a lot too.
It is. Yeah.
So they can
if
still
you have an 8 turnover half, that's not a good half.
Exactly. So they could still have 12 turnovers in a game and be in it, which is insane. But so they just basically.
It's because their defense is so damn good.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the key to the game. That's what you need to watch out for in Game 3 is how much they're turning it over. If they have good ball security, then like C's win Game 3. But and then go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it'll also be interesting too to see how Jason Tatum performs now, like coming back at home, because in Game 1, Jason Tatum was kind of non-existent, and the fact that the Celtics won that game with that explosive fourth quarter, with Tatum only dropping, I think it was 12 points. That's huge, to have your number one guy have an off night and you still win.
He also had 13 assists.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a good point. So still had a double-double. And then, you have Al Horford dropping 26 points in, like, a fucking wizard-like performance that we've just never seen from him. Mm-hmm. But so that was huge. But I think it's going to be interesting to watch if Jason Tatum shows out again. Because he showed out in Game 2. Not, like, crazy, but he had a really solid ball game. He carried the load for the most part, even though they couldn't get the win. But excuse me, I just got the hiccups all of a sudden. Another conversation that I've kind of been thinking of this finals, just watching the Celtics a lot, mostly during the Heat series, and it may not be a popular conversation, or it may be a take that kind of is, some people are just like, what the fuck are you thinking? But I personally think that there's legitimate conversation to be had of whether or not Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. Like, I know Jason Tatum is this young superstar. He's rising, and he has so much potential.
You really like Jaylen Brown.
I really do like Jaylen Brown, man. I don't know what it is, but he's a dog, dude. I saw one take on him that I actually really agreed with, though. And it was saying that they don't know if they want to see Jaylen Brown as a number one, because he excels so well at the number 2 role. Like, he is just so good at being a number 2 in this offensive scheme that I don't know if he would thrive as a number 1. It would be interesting to see. But is he capable of it? I feel like his skill set is.
Well, that was a lot of Boston's problems before this year and the past couple of seasons. Is like they didn't know how to do the 1 and 2 thing with Tatum and Brown. And then this was kind of the year finally where Ime came in and he was like, Tatum, you're our number 1 option. Brown, you're a clear number 2.
Yeah, Ime's done a great job.
Ime's a dog.
Yeah.
So I think Jason Tatum's better, but Brown is a hell of a player. And I think it's reasonable for some people like yourself to just be like, you know what, I like Jason Brown better. I like what he brings to the table more. I can respect that.
Yeah, I've just kind of seen throughout the playoffs that, if Tatum's going to be that number 1, he's going to be the future of the franchise, which I can't argue he is. Like, he has so much potential, and it's weird to say potential whenever he's already averaging close to 30 points a game, but it's true. He still has a lot of potential. He hasn't fully blossomed yet. But with Jaylen Brown, man, I just like the way he plays, I guess. I like his hustle. He drives to the hole. He's so aggressive. And basically anytime he jumps in the paint, the ball's going in the hole. He's going to find a way to put it in. He's not a slack on defense. He makes the hustle plays, tries to find open looks when he can. But my main thing against Jason Tatum, and I do get a lot of shit about this from my friend that's a Celtics fan. I just don't know if he has that X factor, like that take over the game factor. I haven't necessarily seen it in the playoffs, and you've seen it for like spurts where, in game 2 he had 5 3-pointers in the first half, but then after that he didn't do anything to help his team win, to make his team win the game. And like, if you're gonna be the future of the franchise, you need to have those LeBron James type playoff performances where it's like 45 points and your team won the game because you scored 45 points,
Right.
So I just haven't seen that yet. Is he capable of it? I think 100%. Yeah, 100%. So
might see it tonight.
That's exactly, yeah. And I'm kind of feeling like he might pop off, being in his element.
Just because you had that little
exactly, yeah.
take.
Just because I said that now.
Yeah, just have a little bit of foot and mouth thing real quick.
Yeah, Jason Tatum's listening, bro. He's a big GTD fan. He's subscribed.
I wish.
he's gonna go out there and think about me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's gonna text Kobe about you.
Oh God, yeah. Does he still text Kobe? I mean, not like roasting or anything. I'm just wondering.
No, did you not see that?
I knew he used to do that whenever it first happened.
He texted Kobe at the Heat game 7. He was like, "Don't worry, bro. I got this."
Bro, imagine being the person, because eventually that cell phone number is going out of service. Like, imagine being the person who gets Kobe Bryant's phone number after Kobe Bryant. Like, the text messages you would receive from, like, big name people. I don't know. I don't know why I thought of that, but that would just be interesting.
Get some secrets.
Yeah, I guess. But, all right, anyway, though, overall for the series, from what we've seen in the first 2 games, has your mind really changed in terms of the final outcome at all?
No, I still think I'm still going to roll with the Celtics on this.
Yeah, I know we disagree on the outcome, but I think same, like, in the sense that it hasn't really changed for me. I'm still leaning Warriors, but I will give the Celtics a lot of respect. I didn't think that they would come out and play the way they did in game 1, so that does make me a little nervous for my prediction. And honestly, as a fan, though, do I care if the Celtics win or the Warriors win? Not really. I just want to see a good series, But it's nice to get the picks right. Alrighty, though. Speaking of the finals, while we're on the topic of basketball, because it's kind of a slow week in sports elsewhere, we put together a little bit of a segment called This or That, which we've done once or twice in the past. Basically, very self-explanatory. There's 2 options. Elijah and I have to choose between the 2, and all of these are NBA Finals themed based on the Celtics and the Warriors and their surrounding factors. So we're going to start off with a pretty big one, which we kind of already talked about a little bit, but not in this light. So this or that, Steph Curry's shooting on the move ability or Klay Thompson's catch and shoot ability?
Yeah, you got to go with the best of all time, Steph.
Yeah, see, I wanted to throw this in there because I thought it might be fun to maybe make like an argument for Klay, but honestly, it's like, yes, Klay's catch and shoot might be the best all time, definitely top 5, top 3, but you got to go with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
It's Steph Curry.
Yeah. Unless you were like, if you played pickup hoops and you just didn't like running that much, but you knew you could catch and shoot in the corner like all day, you'd be like, I just take Klay's ability and just kind of.
Honestly, in terms of that, like if we're talking about like I take over the ability, I would probably rather have the Klay Thompson catch and shoot. 'Cause that's more my style. I just, I'll go sit in the corner. I'll wait, pop up, Very stereotypical white boy basketball. But, all right, next up. Draymond Green's defense or Jaylen Brown's finishing ability? Kind of 2 opposite sides of the ball here. We'll go from the viewpoint of, if you're a coach and you have this player on your team, what would you rather have?
Draymond. He's just unlike any other player. Like, yeah, Jaylen Brown's finishing is insane and it's great, but like Draymond can bring to the table like what no other player in the league can. So yeah, Draymond easily.
See, I might just sound like a Jaylen Brown fanboy, and I kind of am lately, but I'm going to go with Jaylen Brown's finishing ability. I'm not going to argue that Draymond Green is just different, and you're right that he's just above and beyond in terms of what he brings to the table on defense. But Jaylen Brown, if he wants to score and he's driving to the hole, that shit's going in, bro. Like, it's just unlike anything. Well, obviously there's guys like LeBron that can do it, but it's very unique in today's league. So I think there are other guys, and mostly in terms of the modern basketball standpoint, not a lot of defense. Even if you have good defenders, it's very hard to play defense. So might as well just sacrifice it for even better offense, you know? But that's just my take. And next up, we got this one's, I don't know why, but I kind of wanted to throw this one in there just because it's funny about Steph Curry. Would you rather, or this or that, if you had to pick one, be exposed for having a foot fetish like Steph Curry was with it from his wife Aisha, or would you want to look like Peyton Pritchard for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I'll take the foot fetish. No kink shaming.
Exactly. I was about to say, like, I'd much rather live Steph Curry's life and be known to have a foot fetish than look like some extraterrestrial.
Quentin Tarantino's got one. He got a very successful movie career out of it.
I forgot how Aisha even exposed it. Like, I forgot how it happened, but
it happened.
It did happen. Yeah, that's a fact of the matter. It happened, and I wonder what like the conversation at home was that night. You know, like what
Bitch.
It was. Yeah, like Steph just gets home, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, what the hell? He's like, you want me to put you on blast for whatever, I don't know, kink you have? Like, that would have been an interesting conversation to overhear. But no, I totally agree. No kink shaming here. All right, next up, would you rather this or that have Brad Stevens in your front office or Steve Kerr on your sideline as head coach? This one's tough.
Steve Kerr on the sideline, layup.
Really? But Brad Stevens has been doing amazing work already.
He's done 1 year.
Yeah, but he was a hell of a head coach. He knows his way around the league. He knows what he's doing. Look, he brought in Ime.
I mean, that was a good call, but I'm taking Kerr all the way. That's easy. I mean, his first year, they went deep into the playoffs, or they won it all, right?
I don't remember, honestly. I don't even remember which year was his first year.
He's been around a while.
Yeah, I would say Kerr's been there a minute.
6 finals appearances. He's got 3 championships, potentially a 4th, all while he's coaching. Yeah, hell yeah, Steve Kerr.
But he also has had, like, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. Like, I don't know. It's hard to make this. I think, honestly, I'm probably going to have to agree and go with Steve Kerr. But Brad Stevens has just done, I think he's probably, what's his exact role? President, right? President of operations.
I think so.
Yeah, one of the best front office members you could have in today's game. But no, I think you're right. Yeah, Steve Kerr's just had too much success. It's hard to not. All right, and this one's another fun one. This or that, Riley Curry or Deuce Tatum. This is the battle between Steph Curry's daughter and Jason Tatum's son, who are both extremely adorable anytime they get on the mic during a press conference, and it's always funny. So who are you rocking with?
I'm going with Deuce.
Yeah, you got to go with Deuce.
Riley's old now. She's like 11.
Is she really?
Yeah, bro.
Damn. I guess, yeah, she was viral like a while back.
2013, like during their first finals. So like, yeah, she old.
Damn, dude, that makes me feel old.
Deuce is still cute, like.
Yeah, Deuce is so fucking.
And I like how he fucking daps up Marcus Smart too. Yeah, so.
Yeah, dude, he's just a part of the team.
I'm rocking with Deuce.
Yeah, you gotta rock with Deuce. He's so hilarious. For those that don't know about, Deuce isn't his real name, obviously. Deuce is a nickname, but.
Yeah, because he's the second.
Yeah, so, but for those that don't know, just look up funny clips of Deuce during a press conference, because I love when Tatum puts him on the mic. It's always a good time. And then last but not least, for this or that, and this one I feel like is a tough one from a fan standpoint. Like, if you were a fan of either one of these teams, this or that, Warriors' recent success or the Celtics' history?
Celtics history.
Really?
I'll take that. Yeah, just because, like, I think there's really cool. It's really cool, like knowing that your team is like
The OG.
was at one point the entire NBA, and like you made those Celtics made the NBA what it was today, like the Celtics Lakers rivalry. If you watch that show Game Time, you should, because it kind of talks about the Celtics there too. And just, I mean, 17 championships. You can't. That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane. See, my thing is, yeah, 17 rings would be sick, but and maybe this is a little bit selfish because like I'm gonna compare it to the Cowboys, and although I'm not a Cowboys fan, you can allude to this that they have 5 Super Bowls. You know, they've won second most in the NFL, actually third most if we're including Tom Brady, but the second most in the NFL. They have the history. They're America's team, but it's like in our lifetime, they haven't won anything. So,
Well,
what?
the Celtics had that one in 09.
No, it's not like they haven't done anything. But I mean, from a Warriors standpoint, they went from having nothing to now, like, the past decade or so, they've been the face of the NBA and, like, the best team. It's just ridiculous success in the postseason. So it's like the selfishness in me would want to, like, experience that as a fan for my lifetime rather than be like, oh, well, before I was born, we won 16 championships, you know, because the Celtics have one in our lifetime. But, like, you know, I would want to see it rather than be able to talk about it. But the reason it's kind of tough is because, yeah, like you're right, though, it would be sweet to be like, you know, we're the OGs of the NBA. You know, we've been there, done that. So it's definitely interesting because any Celtics fan I've talked to has always brought that up. Of course, like,
yeah, that's why would they not?
Exactly. Like if I had that on my resume, I would bring it up too. But all right, that's all we got for the this or that and for the NBA Finals. Game 3 tips off in if you're watching live in about an hour, so it should be a good one down in Boston. But now we're gonna get in our little football tidbit like we always do in these episodes, and I'm sure probably next week we might have a bit more football. Might do a little fun segment. We'll see what happens, but. This one, not so fun. We've said it before that we've tried to stray away from Deshaun Watson, but this motherfucker just keeps creeping back into our show. So, just Elijah, what do we got for us? I'll let you take over on this one.
So, dude, bro caught his 24th case.
God damn.
He's got another one, but here's where. Some of the other new stuff that came out where I went, all right, I don't think there's any way anyone can defend this guy at this point. Because before I was like, I'm staying neutral, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to let the courts decide. Like, I don't know anything. Like, I'm not involved in it. I'm not a Twitter lawyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after what his lawyer said, he said happy endings aren't illegal. Talking about Deshaun, so I was like, "Oh, so he's definitely solicited."
Yeah, that's a little
sex favors. I mean, like
giveaway.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So, just based on that, I'm just gonna go ahead and say probably around, at least, even if you wanted to say that some of these women are lying, which might be true, but at least 50%, at least at the bare minimum, 50% of these he assaulted.
Bro, even if one of them isn't lying, still fuck that guy, bro. Like
True, very true. But I mean, just from the sheer numbers, it's like 12, really 12. That's what if we're going just 50%, it's probably higher than that. I mean, some were definitely consensual, and then they just felt.
I mean, who knows?
Not
we're
very
not
comfortable.
Get into that, though.
But we don't need to get into that. But like, also though, I kind of want to point out that this crazy motherfucker probably doesn't even think that he's wrong.
Because
think about it.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Because think about it. He was in high school. He was an all-star quarterback. Pretty easy to get laid in high school. Then he went to Clemson. He brought Clemson its first national championship.
Probably had every dime
probably
on
didn't
at
hear
his disposal.
Didn't hear the word no. And then he gets into the real world and shit like that just doesn't fly. Like you're not in college anymore.
Yeah.
People are
Well,
adults.
but even in college it doesn't fly. But like from the extent of like he's just lived like a privileged last 8 years basically based on his athletic success. So it's almost like a slap in the face or not a slap in the face, but like a wake up call that he's been almost like abusing the privilege, so to say, and it's kind of karma.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
caught up. Yeah, karma's caught up to him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, dude, what really got me is that Watson saw 66 different massage therapists over 17 months.
Bro.
That's insane.
Bro, okay. There's no way that, like, nobody that... Okay, because it's already one thing for him to, like, have such a thing with, like, getting massages, you know? Because obviously athletes need treatment, but, like, rather than going to the athletic training staff, you go to, like, a personal private masseuse. Sure, on the occasion, yeah, that's fine. But, like, 66 in less than a year and a half? Like, even if that's, like, your thing, you love going to a massage therapist, I feel like eventually you've got to find one that you rock with. Like, she's just good at what she does, or he, and, like, they get in there and they do the job. But 66, yeah, something's up, bro. Something is up.
No, it's gross.
It's wild.
Gross. Oh, and to make it worse, Texans were giving Watson NDAs for the masseuses to sign when he was getting these massages. So the Texans might have been...
I was going to say, well, shit, are the Texans going to get in trouble?
Encouraging. Then? They've now been listed as defendants in the trial. So...
Very interesting. Do you know when that's like set to take place, the trial?
I have no idea. Still
probably in forever because our justice system is so boned. Yeah,
but before I was like Deshaun Watson might get like a couple games. Now people are saying like the people that have been saying a year all this time. I'm starting to believe them. Kind of agree with them too.
Well, dude. Okay. Also, one thing that I don't know, it might be slightly fucked up, but Deshaun Watson's agent. Hell of a job. He got that man so much guaranteed money in the midst of all of this. And he might not even play football next year.
Yeah.
So if you're the Cleveland Browns, though, like, what happens? You know, if he can't play next year and you've already given him all this money, what happens? You still have Baker Mayfield. But if I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm giving a double bird and walking out backwards. Like, I'm not playing for you, no.
Yeah, they're done with Baker Mayfield, but they do have Jacoby Brissett. And so I think they definitely knew some sort of suspension was coming with the Jacoby Brissett signing. Because, like, he can fill in and be a average, gap starter. Yeah, he can be average. They were probably thinking, like, 6 games at most, like 6, 8. But to keep him afloat in the playoff hunt for Deshaun to come back and just blaze. But now it's looking like it's going to be an extended. Like, I have no idea, dude. Like, this is bad.
I'm very curious to see the results of all this, and whenever the trial happens, hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because, you know, if this trial's in like 2 years and this man's already been playing football for the next 2 seasons, then like, what's the point almost? But I mean, there's still a point. But
I think disciplinary action will happen this year.
I hope so. I do kind of hope so. Just, I feel like even with everything that's been going on, just the way it's been handled too.
I think the trial's currently ongoing.
Yeah, let me just Google, when is the Deshaun Watson trial? Yeah, maybe shit is already going on. Deshaun Watson will not face trial during 2022 NFL season. So I guess it will be bumped to 2023, set for March of 2023. So basically after an entire football season, if he doesn't get a suspension in the early year. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll see how that plays out. But that's about it on old Deshaun Watson there. But let's close things out with some love it or loathe it. Like we always do, we're going to fire off some quick fire topics. If we love it, we'll love it. If we loathe it, we'll loathe it. Pretty self-explanatory. So you want the first batch or second batch?
Yeah, I'll take first.
All right, bet. So first up, we got Joe Madden. Okay, I've never known how to say this correctly.
Madden.
I want to know. Is it Madden? Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was Madden. That's how I've been saying it, but I feel like it should be Madone or something because he's not Joe. Never mind. But anyway, Joe Madden. Gets fired from the Angels after a 12-game losing streak, even though they had one of the better records in the league in the first half or first quarter, I guess, of the season.
Yeah, that was wild. What a fall from grace for Joe Madden. Like, he was once regarded as like the best manager in all of baseball, and now this. So kind of crazy. Also, fading the Angels have been easy money recently. So thanks for that, Joe Madden.
Dude, I might start hammering Angels money line. They got to win one eventually, you know.
Yeah,
Like
maybe it's today. Let me check the score.
I might have to bet it if they lose, double down. You know, that strategy just until they hit.
Probably
All right,
not today because Detmers is pitching, and I fade Detmers. Sorry.
no, y'all good. All right, then next up, Walmart. The heir to Walmart is buying the Denver Broncos for $4.65 billion.
Yeah, holy shit. Largest ever number for an American sports team. There's $1 billion over what Forbes listed them as their net worth. So so now I think the Cowboys are like $6.5 billion. If they ever get sold, it's gonna be like 8 or 10.
Oh, it has to be, yeah. I don't know if they're ever gonna get
just
sold
wild
in our lifetimes, bro. They might Jones might pass it down.
Walmart's gonna own the Broncos. Don't know what this is gonna do for your local Walmart. Might have more Broncos shit around.
There might be a lot more. A weird relationship.
There might be a lot more Broncos fans nationwide in the next 20 years, like growing up, because Walmart's always gonna have Broncos gear.
Yeah, they're always gonna be stocked up, and it's gonna be like
so
$5 T-shirts. Why not? You know,
kids are gonna be like, I like the Broncos.
Just because I can, like that is an interesting.
Wow, that's actually a genius idea.
You know, I mean, but why the Broncos though? Like, why are they the most expensive? That's weird.
Because the value just keeps on going up and up and up.
Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but
it's any sports team that gets sold, it gets bigger. Especially ever since the Clippers got sold, when Sterling got ousted.
Yeah, all that racist shit happened.
Yeah, and Ballmer bought him for $2 billion, and everyone was like, "What the fuck, $2 billion? Like,
that's a lot of money."
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense just because you look at contracts too. Contracts are literally like every time a quarterback signs a deal, it's like the highest paid quarterback ever. So
yeah,
it's
be a new one next
going in that
season,
direction.
So.
Next up, we got Drew Brees will not be returning to NBC as an analyst.
Yeah, loathe it, but like probably a good call. Because he wasn't very good.
Okay, well, how come you loathe it then?
Or love it, I guess. That's all I have to say about it. I don't want to talk about it very much.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say he wasn't necessarily great, but all right. Marcus Semien of the Rangers went 7 for 8 with 3 home runs on their double header against the Guardians yesterday.
I absolutely love it. Marcus Semien has been terrible, and now his slump is over. He's batting like .380 the last 10 games. He's got like 6 home runs. So he's finally turning into a decent signing, which is sigh of relief for me as a Rangers fan.
Especially with how much money he cost us.
Yep, 7 years, $175 million.
Alrighty, what you got for me?
All right, Commanders defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio calls January 6th insurrections a dust-up.
Yeah, so I'm going to loathe it, but I'm also going to need a little bit more elaboration on what necessarily went down in all this Jack Del Rio stuff.
So he said something like about how when the riots were going on, the BLM riots, and people were like destroying businesses and nobody batted an eye, and then like basically just called like the January 6th thing like a scuffle, and he was like, I don't see this, like it makes no sense to me, basically giving his political opinions.
And were these like text messages?
Nah, he tweeted it.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense then. Well, yeah, obviously loathe it just for the idiocracy in that sense, but the Washington Commanders just never seem to be able to escape, social problems.
I don't know. One thing I will say, though, is I think people should really stop giving a fuck about what political things that coaches have to believe in, because they're all crazy.
No, you're right. And honestly, it's not like he necessarily said anything. It's not like he said anything fucked up or like racist. He just spouted his
harmful towards a group of people. He just had a bad take.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a cold take.
So, yeah. So I don't know. I think people should stop. Like, not everyone's gonna be Steve Kerr, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of crying after every single
Dude,
thing that
he put on a
happens.
performance for that, bro.
Oh my god, dude! I think he's full of shit. But
I
it's
love I
neither here nor
love
there.
like all around. I love that like he's using his platform and stuff to like speak out, but at the same time, there's no fucking chance he was like that emotional. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, bro. Like you're just trying to buy brownie points for the San Francisco Libs.
and it works, dude. It works, bro. It does.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's their
It's
palm
their
of his
brand,
hand.
bro. What they
Yeah.
do, yeah.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Players Only, an NBA NFT company, just pulled had a rug pull and scammed investors, involved Michael Carter Williams and Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, so I'm gonna loathe it, mostly as somebody that is involved in the sports NFT space, and I own 150 NBA Top Shot moments, so I do not want any rug pull esque shit going on in this space. Although Top Shot will never do that because it's literally backed by the NBA, but that's kind of crazy to see, and also very frustrating that like players would kind of do that to their fans type thing because they know that their fans are losing money on that if they're involved with it.
Yeah, I think I saw one like when it first got dropped. It was the NFT was worth like 140, and now it's worth like $2.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Yikes. Hate to see it, hate to be it.
All right, Tampa Bay Lightning come back to tie series 2-2 after being down 2-0. Avs sweep their series.
Yeah, I'm gonna love it because I wanted to see the Avs in the Stanley Cup final, so it's gonna be fun to watch them. Whoever they play, either the Lightning or the Rangers, it'll be a good series. Although I don't love the Lightning, as a fan, I do love the fact that we at least get one good series because the Avs series was not good at all. They just swept the Oilers. But I hope this one goes to 7. I would prefer if the Rangers came out on top. But, more playoff herky never hurt anybody. Did I say herky? Hockey. More playoff hockey. There we go. The words are hard.
All right, this is the first Stanley Cup final since 1979 being played without a former teammate of Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, I'm going to love it just because this is one of those absurd stats that kind of pop up every now and then in the postseason. Like, we talked about last week how there's been 76 straight NBA finals with a former Knick player on one roster. So this is also just one of those absurd things. I think it's pretty cool. Also, very good job on the pronunciation there. I would have stumbled on that, but yeah.
No, I got pronunciations down on lock.
Not on lock, dude, but no, I just think that's kind of one of those funny things. But yeah, love it. Alrighty though. That's going to be it for this week. Next week, probably going to be, again, of course, covering the NBA Finals all the way through and through until that wraps up. Probably going to have some more football stuff, and then who knows what's going to happen in the next week of sports. But stay tuned. Be on the lookout on social media. Appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.